What is up, guys, and welcome to Week 3 Power Rankings. I am, of course, Excellent Name, and once again, I am joined with Gumby.
This time around you are again.
Whatever.
I'm so funny, ha 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 ha.
You're hilarious, man. You're, actually the funniest guy ever.
Oh, thank you.
Never met someone funnier. Anyway, let's jump right into the Power Rankings. At number 12, we have Gorza. You can go ahead and lead off discussion on that one.
Do you have to though? No.
I run this shit, dude. You have to.
Oh man, ruling over the PR with an iron fist. Damn. But yeah. Toro played against TFMC and lost 3-0. And this was Toro's first match with his new team, with his Sun team. I have to say that he did play pretty decently with the Sun team. But he just had a worse team still than his opponent, in my opinion. His team didn't match up too well against the one of TFMC. And yeah, he lost. But it's not too bad of a loss, seeing that TFMC is now 2-1, only losing to top 2 team in the league. Gotta have to say that. But yeah, the match was pretty well played from TFMC. There wasn't that much which Toro would have been able to do. But it still was in what I saw. So probably won't be last place next week.
Yeah, he played fine, well enough. Just that he doesn't have an excuse for losing now that he's using his own team. In fairness, it is kind of a memey Sun team, so I guess he does kind of have that as an excuse if he wants to pull that card. But I don't think he will. I think he's got a little bit more integrity than that, I would hope. He just kind of got outplayed at every turn. We didn't really get to see what he was capable of yet, so there's not really much of a reason to move him up. And while the same can be said about Malone as well, who's at 11 and 10, I just felt like after losing 2 games in a row, even though one was with someone else's team, still not really enough to put you out of the last spot now that Jingus has left us. So that's why he is now in last.
Yep, Jingus left his own league because his computer went.
His computer was fucked up apparently, so he can't upload. This is a real great YouTube league, guys. Make sure to subscribe to all of the coaches.
Don't be so ironic.
Round half of them are uploading right now, so that's pretty good. Let's jump into a number 11 before going into league drama. At number 11, I have Orphan, and I'm just going to say, how have you lost 3 games with such an impeccable team? The team is so beautiful. I saw the team and I was like, wow, this guy must be pretty damn good because he drafted such a great team. And the team's not even a difficult team to use. It's fairly straightforward. It's just that Orphan doesn't seem to really know what he's doing with the team. He's not using it particularly well, I've got to say. He's making a lot of questionable plays. He's clicking Earthquake on a +2 defense Aggron as if it's going to do any damage from Celesteela. He doesn't really think through his plays, I don't think. I think he just kind of clicks the button and hopes for the best. I can tell you for a fact that he is not calcing any of that damage, otherwise he would have known to not stay in to click Earthquake.
I mean, that was solid chip, dude. That was 10%. Solid chip.
Yeah, he just goes with his gut, but his gut isn't well enough developed to lead him to the right path. So he's got to use his noggin. He's got to use his head, think, what will this do? What will this action lead to? Will Earthquake lead to anything good for me? No, it will not. Maybe I should not click Earthquake and sack off my Celesteela. Maybe I should switch out into something that can maybe pressure this Aggron. So yeah, in the end, such a good team. It's so sad to see it be 0-3, but that being said, it's kind of nice to not have to face a top-tier coach with a top-tier team. So I guess there's that.
And you're saying to me that I shouldn't be so mean to coaches in the last episode.
I'm just saying you shouldn't say you only lost someone. All wins are like somewhat legitimate. I just give constructive criticism. That's all.
Yeah,
And I feel like this is constructive.
sure. Anyways. I have Malone in 11, who took over for Baron. I'm pretty sure. No, he took over for Genghis. Yeah.
No, he took over Baron.
He did? Oh, well, okay.
Zombie.
Oh,
took
yeah,
over
yeah, oh,
Genghis.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. He took over for Baron, the Paris Polygons, and he still had to fight with the Paris Polygons team, and he had to fight against me, and he lost 3-0, which could have been a 6-0 if he didn't get hacks. But that's a different story for later on in the day. Excuses? You're an excuse
That's
for a
all
power
I need.
ranking.
Wow.
It was a pretty shit burn, I have to say, but yeah, like Malone played okay, I would say. He forgot that his Hitmonlee was unburden boosted. If he didn't forget, he probably would have been able to kill like 2 more Pokemons of me, but he just switched out, and yeah, that was not as good as of a play. But other than that, it wasn't his own team, and he still did decent, I guess. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, seeing how he's going to do against Ian with his own team. But yeah, that match hasn't actually happened yet, so I can't tell you how it goes.
Yeah, I decided to place Malone a little bit higher up than you did, because he's only lost 1 game. It was to, as you say, a top 2 team.
Oh, that's so nice
which
of you.
Seem to really want to top 2 as far as the standings are strictly saying. Don't get a big head, dude. But yeah, he only lost 1 game so far after taking over, and it wasn't with his own team. His own team has now got Mega Venusaur and stuff, so it's looking a lot more threatening. So even though he's number 10, he's definitely got a good chance of moving up now that he gets to play with his own team. Maybe not next week, but the week after.
I so
he
much
does play
want him
me
to
up.
upset you. That would be glorious for power rankings.
He could. Who knows? I haven't prepped for him yet. I probably won't have prepped for him yet by the time this video goes up, as a matter of fact. But, you know, Malone has potential. He definitely has the upset potential all the time. I've played him a fair few times in the past, and I could see Malone potentially making some moves upwards a little bit. I just think that he hasn't shown to be bottom coaches like the other 2 coaches below him have.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I have Orphan on 10, and pretty much what Ian said, dude. Like, shit, man. Like, you got to do better with that team. It can't be that hard. Like, we both ranked you way up on number 1, and like, there was a large margin between 1 and 2 in that power rankings from the post draft. Like, your team is actually just so fucking good, and it really saddens me to see you down at 10, because like, if I could have that team, man, I would take it, you know, but oh well. That's what a first round pick, or like first pick in the draft can give you. But yeah, man, it's just really sad to see you down here, or like your team actually, not you, because I don't know you as a coach, but your team. It's really sad to see your team down here. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you know, it's what it is. Maybe you can turn it around. Maybe not in week 4 because we fight week 4. But starting week 5, please turn it around, okay? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm not super hopeful, honestly. But at number 9, we have Levi, and he's definitely been taking the plummet after being placed 2nd week 1 in the power rankings. He's just kept on dropping further and further down. You know, his loss against Splink wasn't too bad, but then you see how he played the next game. It's like you can't protect on a Hooper Unbound and think everything's going to be okay in the end.
I mean, you can, but it won't be.
You can't think that and then expect to be ranked relatively highly on the power ranking. You just can't quick protect on a fucking Hooper Unbound. That's just not how that works.
I mean, again, you can, but you shouldn't.
Like, there was definitely like some lacks of knowledge or like a lack of thought process that went into a lot of his plays this week. I'm not sure if he's got like what it takes to get up. He also sacked off his Starmie and then relied on Life Orb Tabu Koko to take out the Quagsire, which was also pretty foolish. Gotta say, like, I'm not even gonna go too in depth on my beef with Life Orb Tapu Koko. That's another story entirely. But relying on that to beat Quagsire is pretty ridiculous. In the end, just the sheer offensive nature of his team almost brought it back, but it still wasn't enough, and he didn't really do much of anything to make that game like close. The 2-0 is very deceptive. As far as how dominative it looked, it would have been more akin to a 4-0.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And yeah, what you said, like the protect on the Hoopa Unbound is just one of those what the fuck are you doing plays. And you really shouldn't expect something like that in a competitive league. And pretty much the same as Orphan. Like, his team on paper is so good, and just seeing him down here is so sad. I don't know what other thing to say than, like, you gotta do better with your team, man. And I'm really looking forward to your week 4 against Zombie, which is coming up on 8 or /7's place in the next ones. But like, I just want good teams, like good Pokemon to do good, you know. And it's just sad for me when coaches let those Pokemon down.
Yeah, I get it. Number 8, I have Mike, I believe.
Yeah,
is the coach. Yep, Mike. I don't really remember the coach and the team names. I apologize for that. But, you know, Mike is at a respectable 2-1 at the moment, but he beat Orphan in a fairly convincing manner with the Curse Aggron in particular. Curse Aggron is not one of those Pokemon that is like high intensity skill. You click Curse and then sometimes you click Rest. And his other win was against Parksy, which, like I said last week and the week before, it wasn't really the most impressive win. It was like kind of a really stupid game to watch. So I feel like he's got the least impressive wins of the 2-1 teams. His battling skills haven't been shown to be at that top level yet. And because all of the teams that I placed above him, except for Zombie, are currently 2-1 or better, I couldn't really move him up at all. Zombie is technically undefeated after all, not 2-1. But technically, it's a pure technicality, but Zombie is undefeated. So yeah, I didn't really think he deserved to move up after winning this game.
Also, I'm just seeing that it's not the Colorado Agrons, but the Victoria.
Don't draw attention to it. Just
I know, right?
Just start talking about it. You can draw attention to the other person's mistakes, but not your own.
I mean, I'm an honest man. I stand to my mistakes, you know. I can admit I'm at fault here, so it's totally fine for me, you know. I'm still better than you in PR, so it's whatever. Oh,
Fair
man.
enough.
But yeah, I put Zombie here number 8, and even though he technically is undefeated, you know, he is actually 1-2 because he took over Jing's team. But he actually did wreck Gengar Raichu in his first match. He won 5-0 after an astonishing Mega Kangaskhan sweep, which Jingus probably loved to see.
Mega Kangaskhan is broken, I told you guys.
I mean, you know, in this week it kind of seemed that way, but you know, being honest, Gengar didn't play too well around Mega Kangaskhan, and he could have definitely played smarter around it and just be like, yeah, you know, I can do a different play, which we're going to go later to when we're talking about Gengar, I guess. and then he could have been able to take out the Mega Kangaskhan. But yeah, you know, you can't fault Zombie for all the misplays of Gengar. So, you know, but yeah, I just didn't feel like it would have been fair to Mike to put Zombie above Mike after Mike showed in the last 2 weeks that he can actually he lost last week. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there. Moving on to number 7, why I put Zombie Captains up here. I have no respect for Zombie Captains. Zombie knows this. He just hacks with me every time we play. But personal vendettas aside, he fucked up his opponent in a completely legitimate manner. Yes, Gengar didn't bring anything for webs at all. He might have had Defog on Mike Finney or Rapid Spin on Sound Slash or whatever. I don't know for sure. But, you know, he didn't have a way of dealing with it. He had Suicide Rocks, so I would think that he probably didn't have Defog as well. But after he got the Kangaskhan down to like 16%, he decided that Jolteon might outspeed the Mega Kangaskhan under webs, which was very stupid of him. He just let it get to full health when he could have easily stopped the Drain Punch from happening. So yes, a lot of misplays off of Gengar, but I don't think that had Gengar not made those misplays, that Zombie would have lost that game. I think Zombie had put himself into a very favorable position with the Mega Kang. Even if it hadn't swept, he still would have been in a fantastic position with a weakened or dead Finny and a dead Amoonguss. So he was like already in such a great position just of how he played it, and it ended up winning in the game even though it probably shouldn't have. So he's definitely played well enough to deserve to be at number 7.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree that he probably would have won the match even if Gengar played better around the Mega Kangaskhan. But you know, I just want to see more of him before I put him like higher up. You know, it was just the first match he played, and I can see putting him on 7. But as I said, I just wouldn't have think it would have been fair to Mike, as he bet good teams on paper at least. But yeah, moving on to number 6, where I have Gengar Raichu and the New England Pet Rats. And yeah, we talked pretty extensively about him just a second ago when we talked about Zombie. And yeah, he played pretty bad around the Mega Kangaskhan. That's basically all I have to say. And if he wouldn't have played as bad around it, then he probably maybe only would have lost like 3-0 or maybe even 2-0. But yeah, like he was just like clueless what to do. And then he switched in his Jolteon, thinking that maybe he outspeeds the Mega Kang, which he didn't because he was in sticky webs. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a bit sad to see how he played around the Mega Kangaskhan. Though I do like seeing Mega Kangaskhan getting kills, so you know.
Yeah, understandable. Mega Kang definitely fits that team quite well. I have TFMC here at number 6. TFMC is currently 2-1 after beating Thorazark.
Yeah.
Yep. So he beat Thorazark. He beat Mike. So he's definitely coming back after losing his week 1 game, and he's showing that he does have the potential to rise up in the ranks quickly, especially considering that his week 1 opponent was self-proclaimed top 2 Pokemon player Gumby.
I mean, you also said I'm top 2. Don't say self-proclaimed here, okay?
I can say whatever I want to you. Okay?
I mean,
Let's just get that straight. Right away.
I could censor you because I'm editing the videos, okay? So...
Okay, if you want to censor me, if you want to suppress the voice of the media, then go right ahead. I'll be suing your ass. But regardless, this was like a 45-turn slobber knocker that very little like came out of. That was all that notable. The big one that happened was the double resist berry, Zygarde 50 versus Tentacruel moment. That was quite funny to see. So great prep to bring the Sugar Berry Tentacruel to beat the Zygarde 50%. Slightly less great prep, Life Orb Zapdos that he decided to sack off. Not sure about that one. So there were like there were definite highs and definite lows is kind of my point that I'm trying to make here. He's shown a lot of promise in certain areas, but then he's also just made a lot of questionable plays in other areas, which is why I didn't move him up too high, especially considering the matchup that he had was quite solid for him. I will say that Thor Zach did not have that many ways to break through TFMC's team. So I think that definitely contributed to his win.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I had him on number 5 last week as well, so I really couldn't move him any more down after he won again.
Yeah.
And like, I think that 5th, even though what you said is still pretty well placed for him, and that it would be okay to rank him above Gengar, especially after how Gengar played against Zombie. So, oh well. I mean, you can give me your reasons why you ranked Gengar above TFMC still, but you know. No? Okay. Then let's move to number 4.
Gengar. So I won't go over it too much again. I'll just say he definitely could have played around it. He probably would have lost anyway, but he could have played a lot better than he did around it, which is why he is dropping down, but not dropping too far because his wins have been a bit more impressive. Slightly.
Fair enough. Okay. Coming to number 4 now, though, we both have Parksy and the Amalgamalis here, which won the game against Levi.
Yeah.
Levi. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. It's kind of sad, actually.
We'll never know. I don't think he said. Maybe we should watch his videos. Subscribe to Levi down below. His link will be attached to the channel. So, of course, I'm sure he says his name in his videos. If you want to angrily type in the comments, make sure to comment and also leave a like while you're at it.
And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, right? Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, of course. And click that little bell, as they say. I think
and also accept our new privacy policies. That's also.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's a new little sponsor button. Make sure to click that one as well. All proceeds will go to me.
Excuse me.
We'll be splitting them 50-50.
Jokes aside, though, we have Parksy number 4, and he won against Levi, whatever. The coach of the Toronto Wii Wilds, what I'm going to say, as I know how to pronounce that. And the game wasn't too spectacular, I guess. Parksy definitely showed the potential of his team, even though it is so slow. With his core Pokemons being Cure and Black and Hoopa Unbound. But yeah, he definitely showed the potential of his team. And he played very well. And he made like he got lucky, I guess, that Levi played pretty bad. It's just again saying protect on Hoopa Unbound, but yeah, like you can't blame Parksy for that, and he won his game. He did what he had to do, so he's 2-1 now. Can't be too mad about it, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that if Parksy didn't bring Life Orb, Tapu Koko, he would have won that game. Pretty much guaranteed. The big losing factor was the fact that his Koko basically killed itself from Life Orb damage. And also, obviously, the Seismitoad. Parksy played very well with the team he had. I think the matchup was definitely pretty heavily favored into Levi's side, while Parksy did have both Rotom and Skarmory for the flying spam. I think Levi's team should have, in theory, beat that down pretty convincingly. But Parksy played very well to avoid that. He pivoted around the Koko very well. So he did all-around quite a solid job of keeping Levi's offense at bay. And while it did come from Levi playing fairly poorly and prepping fairly poorly, it was still like credit where credit is due. Parksy played it well.
Yeah, he definitely
And we saw the matchup being pretty poor from him, from the fact that even though he outplayed at every turn, it was still only a 2-0.
Yeah. But yeah, like as I said, he definitely showed his potential, and congratulations for winning. Anyways, coming to the top 3, they haven't changed at all. Having the Aussie Kangaskhan's on number 3 still. After losing to Spoink 2-0. And it was a pretty class match, gotta say that. And even though that Ian lost to a Curse Snorlax in the end, but
Curse Snorlax is a fantastic set. I don't know why you're saying it with that voice.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. I'm joking.
It's probably best set.
I'm joking mostly, but I'm just trying to make fun of you, which is not that easy if you play well, you know. So I gotta grab at whatever bone you throw at me, and losing to Curse Snorlax probably is the biggest bone you could throw to me, even though it's a pretty small bone. If you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, no, it was a pretty awesome match to watch, and Spoink just had the better end of it and won it in the end. So yeah, that's why basically you're on number 3, but you know that yourself.
Yeah, the matchup was pretty heavily favored in Spoink's corner. I didn't have much in the ways of dealing with bulky setup. Obviously, Mega Mawile wouldn't have had the best matchup in that game because he had Orlando and stuff. So I couldn't really break through his stuff and stop it from setting up too easily. Even with Taunt Spam, obviously, that's just a pretty big threat. And also, I didn't really have the steel types that plague Parks' team. And Polion and Mawile just got pressured too heavily. So I was fairly disadvantaged, but I was able to bring it fairly close, in my opinion. 2-0, and had the Snorlax been like just died, I would have technically won. Obviously, it would have been a pretty significant thing to get the Snorlax to die, but you know, it was a close game. I think it will mirror what will happen likely in semis or finals or something. I think it's very likely that we will rematch in playoffs, and we'll see what happens then. But yeah, I don't think that game gave anyone a reason to move me down, especially as the other 2-0 teams below me had lost as well.
Yeah. And the other coaches who are 2-1 now as well just didn't play as good as you did. So, and yeah, like losing to a top 1 team is no biggie, I guess. So, yeah, moving on to number 2, where it's still me and the Newcastle Mets, winning 3-0 against Malone. And I'm pretty bad at rating myself, I guess. I'm just saying that I probably would have won 6-0 if I wouldn't have gotten toxic or like poisoned, I guess, twice on poison jabs. Excuses. I didn't have the best matchup against Spoink.
Yeah, all right.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna whatever. Sure, complain about your hacks, whatever.
But yeah, like I don't know. I still have won my match without ever like losing my path to victory. Like I don't think that my victory was ever in danger. So yeah, I don't know. And like I'm one of the 2 teams being number 3-0, but I just can't put myself above Spoink because he played way better coaches than I did. So yeah.
Yeah. The biggest credit I can give to you is that you did not bring Mega Latias. You won that game without Mega Latias, which was definitely an impressive feat to behold. The Hitmonlee almost did beat you in the end, though. Gotta say, if it wasn't choiced, I think it would have won.
It wasn't choiced,
wasn't it?
No, it was. It was Assault Vest on the.
Really?
But
Okay.
I was choiced Weavile, which I couldn't stay in, and it just ice shot it to death.
Yeah, you didn't have choice. I started, sorry. But yeah, the game, even though it was a 3-0, and even though he quote-unquote hacked you out of a 6-0, which I don't believe personally, I don't think he would have 6-0'd without the hacks. But either way, it was a lot closer than it really looked. Hitmonlee definitely had a lot of leeway there because he didn't bring Mega Latias. This is all to say you should have brought Mega Latias. You would have won 6-0 for sure.
No, I wouldn't have. and I would have won
sure.
6-0 if Dactria wouldn't have gotten poisoned because his Pokemon were so low that 4 Earthquakes would have won me the match at that point in time. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Coming to number 1, we're at the Spoinkers Hour, coached by Spoink. And yeah, he won against the Aussies, coached by Ian. And yeah, he's 3-0, won against the best coaches to get here, except maybe Jingus in week 1. I won't look at that match anymore.
Yeah, it's just not.
That
Go
never
back
happened.
there.
That never happened, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just don't look
he won against Ian this week. Deserved number 1 spot, in my opinion. So, congratulations. I hope you lose against Gengar this week, so I can be back in number 1. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's only if you don't lose to Orphan, though.
I mean, yeah, that's obviously...
His team's pretty good. He's got a pretty good team, dude.
I know, but so do I. Not as good as his
Also
team.
true. Also true, yes. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory that Spoinker's there. He's the only team to have fought, like, the top coaches. He's the only one that ended an undefeated streak this week to keep his undefeated streak. So that's something for sure.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up.
Yep, sure does.
So thank you guys for watching. The schedule should be returning to normal. So we'll see you guys next time.
Next Sunday it is. And until then, have a nice week. Bye.